ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello, good evening and welcome to CoreTV News at 7. I am Frank Omalape. The police authorities have demanded increased professionalism from the rank and file now that the police have a self-accounting status. Inspector General of Police Mohammed Abubakar said he also expects prompt payment of salaries and transparency. He was speaking at a meeting with police finance officers at the force headquarters in Abuja.
The reorganization of the budget and account section of the force is a continuous one. Accordingly, the Commissioner of Police budget has been so directed to collate the data for police personnel with requisite accounting and professional qualifications. Apart from ensuring the availability of this data for routine and administrative processes, it will enable the force design a proper mix of police and civilian accounting staffs at all levels of service within the department, from force headquarters level to the zonal level, to command level, and command formation, including area commands and divisions.
Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu on his part described Adubayo's death as a shocking and irreparable loss. Senator Ekweremadu said in a statement that the late royal father was a man of many paths who departed in a blaze of glory. Recalling the late emir's accounting with Boko Haram insurgent, the Deputy Senate President said he not only came face to face with the insecurity in the land in the twilight of his reign, but was also outspoken against the scourge of insurgency. Therefore, emphasized that the nation owes it to the emir's memory to rally all forces of good to bring terrorism and its attendant carnage to an end as a befitting tribute to a man of peace. The Gombe State government has approved the appointment of Shehu Abubakar as the new emir of Gombe. The secretary to the state government, Alhaji Abubakar Bagi, presented a letter of appointment to the new emir at the Gombe Central Mosque on Friday. Shehu Abubakar will be coronated as the 11th emir of Gombe to succeed his late father, Alhaji Shehu Abubakar, who died in a London hospital on May 27. CoreTV News gathered that Shehu Abubakar, the second son of the late emir, was until his appointment the Santuraki Gombe. Bagi says following the death of the emir, Governor Ibrahim Dankwabu had to reconstitute the Council of Kingmakers of the Emirate. He explained that the Emirate Kingmaker submitted the names of 3 candidates to the government out of 10 applicants to the throne. He says that after consultations with the stakeholders, Dankwabu approved the appointment of Shehu Abubakar. Born on December 17, 1977 in Gombe Town, the new emir attended Gombe Children Primary School, Gombe, between 1982 and 1988, and Government Science Secondary School, Gombe, between 1989 and 1995. He attended the University of Maiduguri from 2001 to 2005, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in political science. The private residence of Governor Ibrahim Dankwabu of Gombe State, which also serves as his official residence, was on Thursday rocked by an explosion. CoreTV News gathered that a police armored personnel carrier that was stationed in front of Dankwabu's house was the target of the blast. A liaison officer to the state government in Abuja confirmed the attack. The Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Alhaji Abdullahi Jallo, an indigene of the state who is one of the governor's close associates, also confirmed the incident. Jallo described the incident as an accidental discharge by policemen on duty. He said there was some kind of explosion in an armored car near the house of the governor of Gombe State, but it was not a bomb attack. Some mothers of the abducted girls from Chibok visited Lagos, where they told their story of agony and pain. Ruth Bitros wailed uncontrollably as she recounted the pain of separation from her two daughters kidnapped nearly 2 months. 3 of the 57 girls who escaped the clutches of the ruthless kidnappers sat under white tablecloths, their faces and bodies covered to protect their identities. The girls were prevented from speaking to reporters but are understood to have fled their captors from the Sambisa forest, which has been the focus of the Nigerian military search for their classmates. Spokesman for the Omoluabi network, Ladi Thompson, says the hostage crisis is the darkest period in Nigeria and urged concerted effort to free the girls.
Are really to help us, really. They know what to do themselves. If as if it's their own children that is missing, will they continue to stay like that? First part of it is that some people are saying that it's not true, our girls are not kidnapped. How about those people that are saying that? Are they not human beings? Are they not mothers? Are they not fathers? They don't have children at home?
The Nigerian government needs to realize that unless they stop Boko Haram, that there will be great damage done to all peace-loving Muslims in Nigeria. And this could accelerate into a religious war that doesn't need to happen. I hope that the United States will be the kind of friend that Nigeria will have forever, that will help as Nigeria wants us to help. But this kind of evil has to stop.
The Kano State Police Command has recovered improvised explosive devices in 5 unregistered vehicles. The State Commissioner of Police, Aderenle Shinaba, would brief journalists said 3 suspects arrested in connection with the devices are helping the police in ongoing investigation.
1 unregistered Honda Saloon car, 92 model, which is black in color. 2, an unregistered Honda Prelude that is red in color. 3, unregistered Golf Saloon taxi color car. 4, unregistered Honda Accord 94 model, dark blue in color. 5, an unregistered Golf Saloon, red in color. We equally recovered Toyota Camry and a tricycle that is yellow in color. The suspects are still assisting the police in carrying out our investigation. We want to talk about the vandalization of empty.
Nigeria's main opposition party, All Progressive Congress, has inaugurated state executives for 34 states ahead of its national convention. Kaduna and Katsina states were left out because of non-completion of state congresses in the state. But some party members from Ebonyi State came with complaints. Interim national chairman of the party, B.C. Akonde, also admitted that there were flaws in the process.
To structure this party, and to structure the party, we need to conduct congresses. We conducted congresses at the ward levels, at the local government levels, and at the state level. That's why you become the face of all these activities here today. But that's not the end of the story. There are complaints and protests about how some of you emerged. We are not going to sweep these complaints under the carpet. We are going to continue investigations about how all of you emerged. And those of you who emerged, not in accordance with the guidelines of this party, will be thrown out.
President Goodluck Jonathan says the People's Democratic Party is stronger in spite of the defection of some of the party leaders to the All Progressive Congress. He made his statement at the National Executive Committee meeting of the party in Abuja. The party says it remains the dominant party in the country.
And PDP governors came very strong. Even though some people left us, but we are not noticing their absence. because of the leadership and the commitment shown by Governor Akpabio, the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, and Governor Jang, the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, and other members of the Governors Forum from the PDP, because of their total commitment. It's like a football team. Nigeria, we have won a team with 10 players before. Yes. Because when they remove one and they remove the second one, the 10 people started playing as if they were 13. So you didn't really notice that you have even lost two. And that is what the PDP governors are doing. We have to encourage them. We have to commend them. They are working and defending the party as if we have 36 governors.
President Jonathan hailed the contributions of the leadership of the party, but singled out party chairman Adamu Mozo for praise.
But we elected him based on our constitution, and he spoke to us. He told us clearly his mission. And frankly speaking, from that day till today, he has been focused on rebuilding the party. So let me, on behalf of the biggest party in the continent, of course, the dominant party in Nigeria will continue to be so, congratulate our able chairman and commend you for the good work so far, and very clearly the good work that you will continue to carry on. Well, thank you.
Apart from passing a vote of confidence on President Jonathan, they also resolved to hold a PDP national conference after the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. As part of efforts to have the Nigerian police in Ekiti State perform optimally during and after the June 21 governorship election, the Department for International Development has trained police officers in the state in civil relations management. Rashid has more on the story.
The manager, and he may be very young.
Holding 23 divisional police officers across Ekiti State in a crucial sensitization on the need to be civil during the election period and the importance of the police to discharge fully its constitutional responsibility in ensuring law and order, the country director of Justice for All, a United Kingdom government initiative designed to foster credible election across the world, stressed the importance of Nigerian police in ensuring peaceful polls.
We've also been working extensively on policing of elections. Since the 2011 elections, we've been involved in every single gubernatorial election that's taken place since, most recently, of course, in last one in Anambra. And we've been assisting through CLEAN to develop the knowledge and skills of DPOs, who at the end of the day are the front line in maintaining this democracy. Very much a continuation.
Officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission, while speaking at the occasion, tasked the police in making the election credible.
We expect, as INEC, that the police and other security agencies are not to be partisan. We will not expect the police and other security agencies to discharge their work well if they have sympathy for any political party.
In his remark, the Commissioner of Police in Ekiti, Felix Uyana, says law and order will be ensured and that INEC should avoid anything possible of sabotaging the efforts of the police.
The vote of every citizen of Ekiti State must count at the end of the day. That is key. If you don't do that, then that is recipe for violence. But once you make sure that it is fair, it is justice is shown to have been exhibited, you have shown a level playing ground, I don't think we'll have anything to fear. But while we're hoping for the best, we should also prepare for the worst. That is why we are going to have enough deployment of policemen.
The preparation for the June 21st governorship election in Ekiti is in top gear. All the political parties in the race have made commitment to peace during the poll. It is hoped that all of these promises will translate into successful conduct of the election that is to come up in a matter of days. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
Still in Ekiti State, the resident electoral commissioner in that state, Hassan Aliyu Pai, says some electoral materials have arrived in the state and are already being distributed to the 16 local government areas across the state. Halilu spoke to our Ekiti State correspondent Rashid.
As we speak, we have distributed all the non-sensitive materials to all the 16 local government areas. We have also distributed 2,803 ballot boxes and voting cubicles.
The INEC commissioner added that the commission is prepared for the governorship election and there are adequate staff to cover the process.
We have also trained the INEC staff and the ad hoc staff that we are going to use, namely the National Youth Service Corps members and the staff from the federal establishment and other ad hoc staff.
Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola says integrity, courage and intellect are the attributes that must be imbibed by aspiring leaders. He made the disclosure at a mentorship program for secondary school students. Abiola Luwole has details in this report from our studios.
Secondary school students from across Lagos to be part of the annual Do the Dream Life initiative. The summit is aimed at teaching the younger generation some leadership qualities. Governor Babatunde Fashola gave the tips on the qualities of an aspiring leader. Fashola used the courage of the state government to rid the metropolis of refuse as an example of the possibilities of attaining one's goal, irrespective of the situation.
Life is a journey of hills and valleys. There are many more hills than there are valleys. But when you encounter life's valleys, resolve to understand why you are in that valley. Try to understand it. Know that it is a test. Know that there are lessons in it. Every time I face a difficult time, the first thing I do is, there's a lesson here. What am I doing wrong?
Participants said the summit has taught them so much more than they imagined.
You should believe in three things in this life. You believe in God first, and you also believe in people that also believes in you. And the last that I also took part, that I mostly take down, is don't ever take anything as a failure.
Today, in fact, I'm even happy to see the governor today. The governor talked to me about so many things. I've learned so many things, like the waste management, the way to manage our waste.
Fora like these are expected to build leaders that will lead Nigeria to the place of development and abundance. The youths, who are the future leaders, need to be properly groomed.
The House of Representatives has again asked the Nigerian National Petroleum Commission, a corporation, to submit the details of revenue performance from 2011 to date to its Committee on Finance. It also ordered an investigation into the true state of the nation's economy within 6 weeks. Other agencies directed to produce their revenue details were Federal Inland Revenue Service, Nigerian Customs Service, Department of Petroleum Resources and the Budget Office of the Federation. The resolution of the House followed a motion moved by a People's Democratic Party lawmaker from Taraba State, Ibrahim El-Sudi. The minister had replied the House dismissing most of the questions to the amazement of lawmakers. A scheduled public hearing on the state of the economy in February was later stalled as Okojewela and the Committee on Finance resorted to a media war. The hearing was eventually stalled before El-Sudi came up with a fresh motion to revisit it. El-Sudi had urged that it was important to ascertain the state of the economy because poverty, unemployment and deprivation were high in the country in spite of its latest rating as Africa's leading economy. He also observed that amid a steady rise in the global price of crude oil, the country had consistently run a deficit budget with a combined domestic and foreign debt burden of $65.2 billion. Well, still to come on CoreTV News at 7. After the break, protesters stormed the street ahead of the Brazil World Cup 2014 to protest against what they call a waste of meager resources of the country. We'll give you details after this timeout. Join us again.
CoreTV News now provide a platform for live coverage of political rallies and electioneering campaign from anywhere in Nigeria. Political news stories, political editorial reviews, political discussions, personality profile, People's Parliament from the National, State and Local Government Assembly. Contact us now on 0803-471-8550 or 0803-724-9733, 01453-3407.
Our 24-hour news station.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digi360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
Glad to have you on CoreTV News at 7. For more information on our news and other programs, visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can also visit our Twitter handle at CoreTV News NG and on youtube.com/CoreTV Space News. Barely a week to the kickoff date of the 2014 FIFA World Cup to be hosted by some Brazilian major cities, protesters continue to troop to the street to protest what they call waste meager resources of the country. Brazilians carrying placards with inscriptions such as "Go home FIFA, we want money for health and education, not football," daily lined the streets of Sao Paulo and other major cities to host matches of the 2014 World Cup, attacking government's establishments. Last year, when Brazil hosted the Confederations Cup, a World Cup dress rehearsals protest brought 1 million people into the streets and turned violent at times to the embarrassment of tournament organizers. Since then, the protests have drawn larger numbers and grown more radical. In recent weeks, they have mainly been organized by established unions, leftist parties and activist groups such as the Landless Movement and the Homeless Workers Movement. Brazil has also been hit by a series of strikes ahead of the World Cup and a presidential election in October. Police, teachers, bus drivers and bank security guards have all gone on strike in recent weeks. Bus drivers in Rio de Janeiro have called a new 24-hour strike. 2 weeks ago, they trashed hundreds of buses and caused traffic chaos during a similar strike. Strikes have also paralyzed the bus networks in World Cup host city Salvador and Sao Paulo recently. Well, and that will be a wrap on CoreTV News at 7. Many thanks for watching. I am Frank Omalape. Don't forget, join us at 9:45 p.m. for our primetime news. Bye for now.